Hi everyone, and welcome to F-Bomb Friday. I am your host, Tracy Preston, along with my husband, Todd. Hey, hon.
Hey, baby.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Let's hit it! In the damp forest of northern Michigan, where the fog curls low in the hollows and the soil is rich with mushrooms and moss, there is a legend whispered among hunters, hikers, and foragers. A legend so obscure, so unsettling, that even those who claim to have seen it refused to linger long on the subject. On today's episode of F-Bomb Friday, we'll be discussing a creature called the Myrk'Morel. It is said that it's a cat-like goblin, born of soil and shadow, with a hunger not for flesh, but for the marrow in your very bones. We will journey into the deep history of this dark creature, trace its origins from ancient times to modern sightings, and share the chilling stories of those who claim they've narrowly escaped its grip. So grab your lantern, hold tight to your walking stick, and step carefully. Because in Michigan, the mushroom capital of the state, your footsteps may be heard by something waiting just beneath the soil. The story of the Myrk'Morel is older than Michigan itself. Long before statehood, before logging towns, before settlers staked their claims in the North Woods. The land belonged to the Anishinaabe peoples. Their oral traditions spoke of many spirits, some protective, others vengeful. One of these whispered warnings told of a shadow creature called something close to Myrk'Morel, a phrase that scholars later suggested could mean dark root that moves. This being was described as both beast and soil, lurking in the forest floor, able to disguise itself as a mound of earth or a patch of mushrooms. According to these old tales, the Myrk'Morel was born from ancient betrayal. One legend says it came into being when a hunter killed a sacred lynx, burying its bones in a bog. From that deep grave grew a twisted spirit, part cat, part goblin, part of earth itself. Another version suggests that the Myrk'Morel was a punishment from the earth spirits, meant to guard the marrow of the land from the greedy men who took without giving thanks. Either way, the being was always hungry, always searching, and its hunger was never for meat. It was for bone marrow. The marrow was seen as the essence of life itself, the sweet nectar of strength, and the Myrk'Morel would break bones, animal or human, with glee, licking them hollow and leaving nothing but brittle husks behind. But how does this legend tie into Michigan, the so-called mushroom capital? The Myrk'Morel hides itself where the earth is soft and fertile. Its back grows like soil, sprouting mushrooms and moss. Now the fungus acts as bait, For centuries, hunters and gatherers reaching for an easy meal would tug on a mushroom from the wrong patch of earth, only to awaken the beast beneath. Imagine this. You stoop down low, your basket ready, fingers curling around the stem of a perfect morel, but when you pull, the ground shifts. The soil is not soil at all. It trembles. It rises. 2 green eyes snap open in the dirt. By then, it's too late. The first written account of something resembling the Myrk'Morel comes from a settler's diary in the mid-1800s. A lumberman named Thomas Hanlon wrote of his brother disappearing while picking mushrooms along the Manistee River. When they found his body days later, it was not torn apart as a wolf would do. His limbs were bent in grotesque angles, the bones shattered, hollow as reeds. The flesh remained, but the marrow, well, that was gone. Thomas wrote, quote, "It was as though the marrow had been sucked from his frame. His bones, when lifted, gave no weight. It's not a bear, nor wolf, nor man that did this. The woods themselves have a hunger." Other tales followed. In 1907, a farmer near Mesick claimed to have seen a crouching devil cat leap from the earth to drag off a stray calf. The calf's skeleton was later found by a creek bed. Every bone cracked like sticks of kindling. During the Great Depression, mushroom hunting became a means of survival for many in the area. Several families spoke in hushed tones of loved ones who never came back from the woods. The disappearances were blamed on the Myrk'Morel. Some families even developed superstitions, like tossing a splash of whiskey on the ground before picking mushrooms to distract the beast. Even today, sightings persist. In 1973, a group of teenagers camping near Mesick reported hearing the sound of bones breaking in the night. When they investigated, they claimed to have seen a small, hunched figure crouched over a deer carcass. They described glowing eyes, clawed hands, and a mouth that not at flesh, but at the leg bones. In 1989, a man foraging for morel mushrooms swore the ground beneath him had shifted. He claimed he heard growls underfoot, as though something inside the soil itself was crawling toward him. He fled, abandoning his basket of mushrooms. In 2015, at the Mesick Mushroom Festival, a camper vanished after wandering into the woods at dusk. His friends later told police they heard a, quote, horrible crunching sound, like celery snapping again and again. Though the man was eventually found, he was incoherent, his arm broken in 3 places. He muttered one phrase over and over. It licked the bones clean. Those who claimed to have survived encounters with the Myrk'Morel share one common detail. You cannot fight it. Weapons, they say, are useless. Blades bounce as though striking stone. Bullets vanish into earth. What does save people, according to folklore, is speed and distraction. Dropping bones, carcasses, or even breaking branches behind you is said to draw the Myrk'Morel away, as the snapping sound mimics bones breaking. And there's one other piece of advice. Never hunt mushrooms alone. The Myrk'Morel prefers the solitary hunter, the one who bends low, unaware of what waits beneath. In Myrk'Morel, the story has become part of the widespread folklore surrounding mushroom season. Some laugh it off, chalking it up to campfire tales meant to scare off outsiders from the best hunting grounds. Others swear it's real, that the earth itself can open and take you. Older residents will sometimes caution children not to pick the wrong mushroom, especially the one that seems too perfect, growing from oddly warm patches of soil. And if you ever find a bone in the woods, brittle and hollow, untouched by teeth marks, you may have found the Myrk'Morel's leavings. The tale of the Myrk'Morel is more than just a campfire story. It's a warning, wrapped in folklore, handed down through the centuries. It tells us that greed has a price, but to take without respect from the earth can awaken things that should be left alone. It tells us that hunger unchecked becomes monstrous. Maybe it's just a story, something whispered in the pines to keep the mushroom hunters from wandering too deep into the woods. A creature invented to explain broken twigs, strange noises, and footprints no one can quite identify. Maybe it's nothing more than a campfire tale that's grown claws of its very own over time. But then again, every story has a root somewhere, a shadow behind the words, a shape behind the whisper. And if you listen closely enough on a cold autumn night, when the wind drags across the forest floor, you might just hear it. The soft, wet sound of soil shifting, the low growl from beneath the mushrooms. Whether the Myrk'Morel is real or not, that's for you to decide. So, the next time you find yourself in the woods of Myrk'Morel, Michigan, a sharp eye for mushrooms sprouting from the forest floor, pause, look closer. Are you certain that that patch of earth is only earth? Are you certain those mushrooms are safe to pluck? Because beneath your feet, in the rich, dark soil, the Myrk'Morel may be waiting. And if it wakes, if it hungers, it will hear the snap of your bones long before you can scream. This is a nutty story, hon, and I'm a little freaked out.
It's crazy. It's not a very well-known piece of folklore. It's really only whispered within the local people and maybe even some people that do the mushroom hunting in Myrk'Morel. So it's not widespread, so it's very isolated, but maybe this story will give it a little bit more exposure. Maybe other people out there have had some encounters or maybe heard some things, so it's kind of cool. Makes me worry about our friend Taebin Rice, because he quite often goes mushroom hunting and quite often does it on his own. So,
hey, Taebin, you better stop that shit.
Yeah, or you might want to take some whiskey with you and give the earth a little dab of it,
Yeah.
just to
put a little dab behind your ears.
just to distract the Myrk'Morel.
Yeah. I've never been mushroom hunting.
I've never been mushroom hunting either. And, we still have those dehydrated morels. We really ought to do something with them. But I've never even had a morel mushroom. So I heard it tastes kind of like steak. a little bit, you know?
I have no idea. They've been in that cabinet for, I don't know, what, 3 years at this point?
Yeah.
So, hey, rehydrate them at one point or another. Right. I don't know what they taste like. I mean, I've never had lion's mane. I heard that's fantastic. Now, as far as steak tasting mushrooms, they say portobellos.
Yeah.
I've made plenty of portobellos. I would never say they taste like steak.
So, yeah, I mean, you're kind of taking your life chances, you know, going out there hunting by yourself.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Taebin ought to take us hunting
or at least
mushrooms.
take a guy friend.
Yeah.
Take you with them.
Yeah, I'll go with them.
They look spongy and weird to me.
Yeah.
They're very cool. Morels definitely look like something that should be in a cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Alice in Wonderland kind of thing. Yeah.
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 But hey, people are nuts about those morels.
Right.
I think when people find those, they're like, that's like gold. It's like finding gold.
Exactly. And I think that's where the greed aspect of this legend comes in. And maybe it is possible the story was made up by greedy mushroom hoarders that don't want you to know where their perfect mushrooms grow, you know?
Yeah, I can see that. People get very territorial. Yeah. It's like deer hunters.
Yeah.
They want to keep that spot quiet.
But then again, there's origins to ancient Native American cultures too, you know, with this creature. So before the mushroom hunting craze began.
Well, it sounds very frightening. I mean, the whole point that it's sucking the marrow right out of you.
Oh, just breaking.
That's frightening.
Breaking your bones like it's nothing, you know, just snap and lick.
Yeah, there's a good visual there. The moss and the mushrooms growing on it. And then, of course, those bright green, glowing green eyes.
Yeah.
It's a little frightening.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job. Good story.
Yeah, I liked it.
I liked it too.
It was a good one.
I love your artwork for it too, by the way.
Yeah.
Amazing work. Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun to go by the descriptions and then to bring these characters to life, you know, so people can get a good visual. It's fun.
Yeah, agreed.
Yep.
So you guys got to make sure you check out our short on YouTube. I'm going to be posting that. Todd did a really good short about this thing. You've got to see it.
Yeah, a little animation.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, thanks, hon. Great story.
You're welcome.
You want to sign us out?
I sure do. You better lock your doors. You better lock your windows. And you might just want to check under your bed.
And if I see that Myrk'Morel under there, what am I going to do?
Give some whiskey or snap a branch or something.
I'm gonna snap a branch and throw it on the other side of the room and whip a bottle of whiskey at it. Right. Here, glug glug, enjoy.
Whiskey and mushrooms, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, go saute that and some mushrooms. It'd be good.
Yeah.
The morels will soak it up.
That's right.
Well, thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Hey.
And we will you're catching me by surprise. What?
We will see you again on Malice Monday.
We'll see you on Monday.